completely ineffective. We have now eliminated City 3 out of the 4 times that we've run into them in these last 4 years. I hate to say this, don't want to sound arrogant, but City, you were always just a mirage. You were always just an illusion, okay? You won your little European Cup, but you're never going to be what we are. European football has only one king, and we all know who that is. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Let me give you my thoughts on a really, really epic night and a great performance. All right, let's get started. Madridistas, welcome back to Madrid. After a glorious European night, I absolutely love these nights. The atmosphere, I always love sharing those images with you guys because the atmosphere here on these European nights is so special. Another really cool thing about this match is one of my subscribers from Toronto, a guy called Neil, really nice guy. He reached out to me and said, hey, I'm going to go to the City match. I want to meet you if you have time. And so we did. We met up, had a really good time. And it turns out my son couldn't go to the match last night. So he ended up coming to my seats and watching the match with us. So Neil, it was very cool to meet you. It was a real blast. So stay in touch, brother. Okay. Now let's talk about the match itself. Okay, the lineup was kind of unsurprising because we really didn't have too many options. So, obviously Courtois, he chose Mendy as left back. He tends to do this in matches that he considers potentially dangerous. Ancelotti, I think, does see Mendy as a better defender than Fran. That seems to be the case. And then, of course, you had Rudiger making his return, who makes such a difference as center back. Asensio, who is literally blowing everyone's mind here. By the way, the stadium loves this kid. I was joking with Neil last night. I'm like, you see what I told you in the previous video? How much the Bernabeu loves this kid because they just chant his name all the time. Asensio and Rudiger were center backs. Now Fede played right back. I mean, this guy can play anything. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. In the middle of the pitch, we had Ceballos, Tchouaméni, and Jude a little bit further forward. No real surprise there. I mean, you could have maybe seen Modric, etc. But no, I mean, this was very much expected in my view. And then, of course, the 3 up front, Rodrigo, Vini, and Kylian. I mean, the only issue about the lineup that you could maybe discuss, I think, would be, well, would Camavinga be a better pivot than Tchouaméni? Now, I tend to have, I tend to favor Camavinga a little bit. I find him a bit more mobile. But I have to admit, last night, Ancelotti got it right because Tchouaméni played very, very well, and Camavinga's minutes weren't very good. He was a little bit sloppy. So that was kind of the only issue with the lineup that I think was up for debate, but everything else I think looked pretty predictable. Okay, when the game started, I mean, when you score this early, it just kind of sets the tone, right? In the 3rd minute, the first goal by Kylian. Now, this pass from Asensio, this is the 2nd time we've seen this. Now, those of you that remember Asensio's debut match, the first time he played, he made one of these incredible passes in that match, and he did it again last night. This was such an intelligent pass, perfectly timed to avoid the offside. I thought the City defense in that first goal were very soft. I mean, nobody really challenged Mbappe. Nobody really put a shoulder on Kylian to try to sort of jostle him out of position. He was almost untouched. And of course, if you're going to leave Kylian untouched, he's going to score every time. So I thought this was an incredible pass by Asensio, a wonderful finish by Kylian, and some of the most naive, sort of gelatin soft defending I've seen in a long time. But that sort of, set the tone of the match. Now, after that first goal, City kind of went into their windshield wiper football. That you have a lot of possession and you pass the ball side to side, but it means absolutely nothing. In footballing terms, it means nothing. You can hold the ball all day long, but if you're just going to pass it side to side, it just doesn't mean anything. And I think that in possession, Man City felt like this almost the entire match. Just a lot of touches, but just not creating any danger. They never really looked dangerous at any point. I thought that the combination of Tchouaméni and Ceballos in the middle, in the kind of almost double pivot type positions, was really effective. I think they complement each other really well because Tchouaméni is more of a positional player, whereas Ceballos is more mobile, much more dynamic, and moves around, covers more ground. But I think that the combination of the two is very good because I think last night they combined extremely well, and that's one of the things that I noticed in the first half because I think Ceballos had an incredible first half. In the 32nd minute, you had the second goal by Kylian, and this was the kind of combination play that we want to see. I mean, we know the individual skill that all these players have, but this is the kind of play that I love to see. This was just wonderful combination play. Jude to Vini, Vini to Rodrigo, Rodrigo with a little flick to Kylian, and Kylian finishing like the animal that he is. Beautiful cut, faking a shot, and then finishing to the near post. It was a wonderful goal. Again, very good collective play, and I love the individual skill, but this is the kind of combination play that I really like to see. The second half was kind of more of the same. We looked so comfortable the whole time, and it felt to me like we were never really hitting, stepping on the gas. It felt to me like, I don't know, we were playing at 60-70%, and we were controlling the match easily. In the so it was kind of more of the same. In the 59th minute, Kylian almost scored, came very, very close to scoring, but then a minute later, he does score. He scores the 3-0. This was a pass from Fede to Kylian, who approaches the box in the corner and delivers a very, very accurate shot to the far post.